In today's episode, I want to talk to you about how to become unstoppable. And in particular, why this season of rejection that you've been through, you and I both know you've been through it. What this particular season of no's, of despair, of disappointment, of hurt, of pain, is actually qualifying you for success. Let me read to you some notes that I wrote this morning as I came back from the gym, along with myself and my thoughts. And those words particularly hit me, and I know that they will hit you the same. You need to be lost to be found. You need to feel broken to understand strength. You need to see imperfections to know your real potential. Gratitude is not given. It is built through perspective. As Seneca, the great Stoic, said, "No man is more unhappy than he who never faces adversity, for he is never able to prove himself." Have you ever heard about the hero's journey? If you haven't, you probably are very familiar with it. Think about your favorite movie. And now the character perhaps starts in his village, in his house, in his current situation, in his comfort zone. And from that moment, something happens that he needs to get out of that comfort zone, to find out something, to get a job, to get out of their parents' house, to get out of that space where they've been comfortable for so many years, because something in them just needs to do so. And from there, they're scared. They're anxious. They don't feel like they can do it. But because they're forced to do so, that thing in them just forces them to do so. They take a leap of faith and get onto the journey. And through that journey, they face challenges after challenges after challenges. They might meet a mentor along the way that inspires them to actually take on that leap of faith fully and not go back home immediately and give it a chance. And they start seeing some progress, seeing some optimism after years of disappointments, years of never knowing what they could do. And then they relapse. They fall back into their old ways. They struggle. That particular season, you may either be at the beginning where you're still in that comfort zone, struggling to even start, or perhaps you're right in that journey where you've hit some walls, hit some challenges and obstacles again and again on your path to this life that you want for yourself, for your loved ones. And let me tell you, become okay with doing weird. Taste the joy of being wrong. Appreciate the feeling of fear. Discover the pain of the underdog. Bask in the privilege of pressure. Learn the discomfort of patience, the freedom of not being seen, the humility of rejection. Do it anyway. As the poem in Mother Teresa's wall in Calcutta, India says, do it anyway. And let me read to you the poem of Mother Teresa. People are often unreasonable and self-centered. Forgive them anyway. If you're kind, people may accuse you of ulterior motives. Be kind anyway. If you're successful, you will win some false friends and some true enemies. Succeed anyway. What you spend years building, someone can destroy overnight. Build anyway. If you're honest, people may cheat you. Be honest anyway. If you find happiness, people may be jealous. Be happy anyway. The good you do today may be forgotten tomorrow. Do good anyway. Give the world the best you have, and it may never be enough. Give your best anyway. For you see, in the end, it is between you and God. It was never between you and them anyway. Mother Teresa. I remember 10 plus years ago when I decided to leave Wall Street, and I believe that life happens for a reason and I am exactly where I need to be. But if there's anything that I could go back to my younger self, I would have told them to not just quit just because I wasn't given the validation, the appreciation that I wanted. I was in a company, I was applying to jobs that were not how I thought it would be. I had these big dreams as a young professional with all this talent that I thought I had. And to see all the work that I was putting in, weekends, 100 plus hours a week, and my bosses not appreciating it, it really hit me. My reaction at that moment was to say, this is not for me, and let me leave. If I could go back to my younger self, I would say, don't quit just yet. If it is the thing that really drives you, if it is the thing that you keep thinking overnight, if it is the thing that when you're alone with yourself and you visualize the life that you want, if it is that thing, be honest with yourself and do it. The period of rejection is the period that leads you to finding what it is that you must validate yourself. Because true mastery, true energy, authenticity is one that does not need others to shine your light, but you shine your light for yourself. When you stop seeking light through others and you learn the power within you, you really start to unlock the rooms within your soul that you never thought were there. You learn to understand that it's not about circumstances, but about how you perceive those circumstances. You learn to realize that it's not about the seasons of life that affect your happiness, but how you perceive those seasons of your life. You learn to appreciate how each chapter of your journey as an infinity stone to build you up, to forge you into someone with the perspective from which gratitude is built. Gratitude is not built by just saying thank you and reading it in a book. Gratitude is built through going onto the journey, taking steps after steps, seeing where you trip, seeing where you need to do something that you've never done before. Understanding that you will lose some to win some, and that part is part of your income. To understand that to build wealth, you must take on risks. That to build a legacy, you must put yourself in that situation where you will get the boos and the cheers. And as the quote goes, if you live by the cheers, you will die by the boos. Appreciate the season of loneliness. Appreciate the season of rejection. Because it is in that moment that only one thing can be learned. That is the wisdom of the master. The person who has been in that situation to know what transformation really means. The person who can embody the knowledge, not just talk about it, but walk about it. We live in a society right now where everyone in the internet talks about it. We want to talk about how I was sleeping in my friend's spare bedroom, going from Madagascar to America, winning $150,000 and losing it all in the span of 2 weeks, trading stocks just because I was FOMOing, pursuing others and giving myself to a situation that didn't love me back, going from skinny to overweight, having bank accounts closed, empty stomach, being so proud of myself that I couldn't ask for food, but being in a situation where I just had to. And I had to ask for help. In those moments where I had to be an Amazon warehouse worker. In those moments where I had to humble myself. These are things that I embody. These are things that I speak from. No one can take that away from me. Those are the private victories between me and myself, the things that allow me to understand what gratitude really means, what loving myself really means, what trusting myself really means. When you learn to connect with yourself through those moments, you build a relationship that now becomes unconditional. Because you understand that no one can give yourself the support and investment that you need but you. If you fall short in your own expectation, you're not disappointing anyone but yourself. You may think that you're doing something to hurt your employer, to hurt other people, to hurt your partner. But what you're really hurting is your character, because you didn't stand up to your values and your virtues. Be the person, as Vincent Lombardi says, that when on the field of battle, lying on the ground, you're lying there victorious, knowing that you gave your heart and soul to something that was good for you based on your terms. Do that. Forget about money. Forget about the accolades right now. Those things will align with you in due time. Focus on the development. Focus on connecting and aligning with what it is that is authentically yours. Develop the skill and get comfortable in that moment where people make fun of you, where people look at you weird, where people come to you and say you're wrong. Learn to think critically. Learn to be humble. Learn to give your best. Learn to dare to be great. This moment in your life is exactly what qualifies you to the wisdom that you want, to the knowledge that you want, to the expertise that you want. If you want to be a person of value, you must be someone who embodies that value. And value is built through the challenge, through the pressure, through the fire, through the cut, like a diamond. That diamond is in you. Stop looking at it externally. If there's no enemy within, the enemy outside can do us no harm. This is the moment we build true commitment. This is the moment you become the person for whom the work can work. Stop seeking showing off. Stop seeking praise. Stop seeking understanding from others. Give that to yourself. Give that validation to you. Do it anyway. Let others do what they will do. And accept that. Forgive them for that. Have those standards that push you. This doesn't mean stay in your current situation. This means that allow what it is that drives you to drive you wherever it will drive you. If you need to create your business, if you need to apply to new jobs, if you need to break up with someone, do that based on what it is that aligns with you. But don't do it from a place of being scared because you're scared. Do it from a place of, yes, I'm scared, and I'm okay with that. I'm going to use that towards the next step in front of me. Forget about the hundreds of steps ahead. I'm going to take the step in front of me. And one step at a time, we're going to keep going and march on, unstoppable. Because your rejection is what will qualify you for your success. As always, fam, wherever you are, wherever you come from, you are destined for greatness. Get busy living, not busy dying.